What's up, blue collar scholars? Today we are not talking coffee. Actually, we're still talking coffee, but more specifically, we're talking water for coffee. Coffee is 98% water. So that means if you don't like drinking the water by itself, like how many of us like just tap water from the sink drinking it? Blech, right? It tastes terrible. If you're not gonna drink it like this, if you don't find it refreshing, you're not gonna enjoy it in your cup of coffee, okay? It's a 1-to-1 ratio on that part. Now, secondly, there are things in tap water that pull out yucky things in coffee, okay? So coffee is this myriad of things, right? Compounds and molecules and all this stuff. And we wanna pull out, certain ones that taste good. And then we kinda wanna leave out the bad ones, okay? Minerals are what grab onto these things and pull it out into your cup or leave it behind, okay? So, what are those things? There's all kinds of things. I'm gonna let you do the research if you wanna know where we get it from. Like, I do a lot of my coffee information from Water for Coffee. It's a whole book. And then there's also like Barista Hustle is a great resource for water. Scott Rayo has a water recipe. There's a lot of people that have built on top of Barista Hustle's research on water because they're in Australia, and so they did comparisons and barista competitions. Great resource. And then there's a lot of people that kind of built on top of what they've done. So there's lots of stuff. Barista Hustle is a good place to start. There are molecules. Magnesium is like one of them, right? It brings out certain things like sweetness and acidity, and different things bring out different stuff in your cup. It's important, and it's not as hard as you think. Now, I know I'm saying, okay, you're gonna need to be scientific here, and you're going to have to build your own water. No, you're not going to have to worry about that. It's super easy. Most of us have these things around. It takes Epsom salt and baking soda. Epsom salt is something I didn't have around my house. I had to buy it, but it was only I think it was like $6 for a bag. And I've been using this bag for 3 years now or something like that. It doesn't use a lot at a time. So your $5 investment will last years and years, okay? So here's how we make water for coffee.
Okay, so this is what we need to start with. One, a nice glass jar. I like them to be a little bit shorter because what I use to extract the water out of, these shorter jars are better for it. So we start out there, turn this bad boy on. And we are gonna start with, this is Epsom salt. Nothing fancy. You can get it at the store for, I think this whole bag costs like $5 or $6, and it will last you forever. We need 9.2 grams. Grams go quickly, so you gotta be real careful. And the reason I do grams is because when you're working with salts and water, it just converts a whole lot easier rather than trying to do the math back and forth between metric and American, or whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying. Right, 9.2. Now, the next ingredient going to be baking soda. Nothing fancy about this. This is literally the baking soda out of my kitchen, my old beat up jar. And we're gonna go 4.2 grams there. So that's gonna bring us up to 13.4. Okay, so sometimes when you're dealing in tenths, they take a little while to catch up. 13.4. There we go. Now, I'm gonna reach back here, sorry. Now, we're gonna pull in some DI water here. So, DI is deionized water. It's basically water with absolutely nothing in it. It is just H2O. So we're gonna take this bad boy up to 200 grams. This is hard, to be honest with you, to get it exact. Nothing in life is perfect, folks. That's okay. So when we're talking about minerals, to be honest with you, do I care how close I am? Yes, I do. I try to get it as close as possible. Am I worried about that 7/10 of... am I worried about... Okay. All right, pretty close there, 202. Do I try to get it as close as possible? Yes, I do. Am I overly concerned about the tenths of a gram over? No, I am not. Then we give this a nice shake. It's gonna take a little bit for that Epsom salt to break down, but this, folks, this is your mineral concentrate.
Okay, so we have our mineral concentrate here, right? I've shaken it up, it's all dissolved, there's no salt sitting at the bottom. As this sits, the salts will kind of settle to the bottom. That's okay, just give it a good shake, mix it back into your water. So this, my little trick, I have kids, okay? So we go through children's Tylenol and Zarbees and all that crap a lot. So what I have an abundance of are these little like plastic syringe things, right? And they are measured out. See if you can see it here. Oh, you can't. But it's got 1 milliliter, 2, 3, 4, and 5 milliliters. So like I said, I am trying to be as close as possible, but I'm not overly concerned about it being exactly 5 milliliters. Not 5.1, not 4.9, but 5. I'm not stuck on that. So mineral content is important, but I'm not. I'm not competing in a barista competition, okay? What I want is good coffee. And to do that, you have to have good minerals. But I don't think it has to be obnoxiously exact, right? Especially when we're brewing at home. So what I do, just stick this sucker in there. This is, again, why I like the shorter jars. And I have 5 milliliters of water. Gallon of DI, just like that. And I actually will do, so for a gallon of water, we do 15 milliliters, okay? So I took a little bit out to make the solution, so I'm gonna reduce it just a touch. And voila. Actually, not voila, not quite yet. Now, you gotta... shake your water. I mean, with DI and water, like, it's going to, because there's 0 minerals in it at all, it's going to grab onto stuff real quickly. Give it a good shake. Make sure that the minerals are all mixed in and that you don't have any, like, minerals on top, DI on the bottom, because DI is not good water for extraction, okay? That's actually going to make your coffee taste a little funky. So make sure you got your minerals mixed in really well. Start brewing some delicious coffee. So with that, I will say adieu.